How many original colonies were there?
13.
Which colony was founded first?
Virginia.
Jamestown was founded in which year?
(1607).
What was the first permanent English settlement?
Jamestown.
Who helped the Pilgrims survive their first winter?
Native Americans.
The Pilgrims arrived on which ship?
Mayflower.
The Mayflower Compact was signed in which colony?
Plymouth.
Which colony was founded for religious freedom by Roger Williams?
Rhode Island.
Who founded Pennsylvania?
William Penn.
Which colony was known for shipbuilding and trade? Massachusetts. Which colony was founded as a haven for Catholics?
Maryland.
Which colony was the last of the 13 colonies to be founded?
Georgia.
What crop helped Virginia's economy grow?
Tobacco.
Which region focused on large plantations?
Southern colonies.
Which colonies were known as the Middle Colonies?
NYNJPA. D.
Which colony was originally called New Netherland?
New York.
Who took control of New York from the Dutch?
The English.
Which colony was founded by James Oglethorpe?
Georgia.
The New England colonies were known for what type of economy?
Fishing and trade.
Which colony had the largest port city, Boston?
Massachusetts.
Which colony was founded by Puritans?
Massachusetts.
Which colony was known as the breadbasket colonies?
Middle colonies.
What was the main reason Georgia was founded?
A buffer colony.
Which colony was famous for religious tolerance?
Pennsylvania.
Which colony banned slavery in its early years?
Georgia.
Which colony had rocky soil and a cold climate?
New England colonies.
Which colony was home to the city of Philadelphia?
Pennsylvania. Which colony relied heavily on rice and indigo? South Carolina.
Which colony was founded by Thomas Hooker?
Connecticut.
What document set rules for self-government on the Mayflower?
Mayflower Compact.
Which colony was known for strict Puritan laws?
Massachusetts.
What was the main town in Plymouth Colony?
Plymouth. Which colony became known for fur trading? New York.
Which colony was originally part of Massachusetts?
Maine.
Which colony allowed freedom of religion to all Christians?
Maryland.
Which New England colony was founded by Thomas Hooker?
Connecticut.
Which colony grew a lot of wheat and grain?
Pennsylvania.
Which colony was once called New Sweden?
Delaware.
Which colony had many small farms instead of plantations?
New England colonies.
Which colony was home to Harvard College?
Massachusetts.
Which colony's economy depended on shipbuilding?
Massachusetts.
Which colony was the warmest and best for rice farming?
South Carolina.
Which colony had Quaker influence?
Pennsylvania.
Which colony was founded in 1620?
Plymouth.
Which colony had the city of Williamsburg?
Virginia.
Which colony was famous for fishing and whaling?
Massachusetts.
Which colony was settled by Dutch traders?
New Vork.
Which colony served as a place for debtors to start over?
Georgia.
Which colony grew indigo as a cash crop?
South Carolina.
Which colony had many forests and lumber?
New Hampshire.
Which colony was known for religious tolerance and diversity?
Pennsylvania.
Which colony had the town of Salem?
Massachusetts.
Which colony relied heavily on slave labor?
South Carolina.
Which colony was named after King Charles I?
Carolina.
Which colony had a mild climate, good for farming?
Middle Colonies.
Which colony was founded in 1634?
Maryland.
Which colony had the city of Charleston?
South Carolina.
Which colony had rocky soil that made farming hard? Massachusetts. Which colony produced large amounts of tobacco?
Virginia.
Which colony was the most southern?
Georgia.
Which colony was a mix of many cultures?
New York.
Which colony had the city of Annapolis?
Maryland.
Which colony had many harbors for trade?
Massachusetts.
Which colony was founded by settlers seeking religious freedom from Massachusetts?
Rhode Island.
Which colony was home to the Delaware River Valley?
Pennsylvania.
Which colony had the city of Savannah?
Georgia.
Which colony had large rice plantations?
South Carolina.
Which colony had many skilled craftsmen?
Middle Colonies.
Which colony had strict town meetings?
Massachusetts.
Which colony had forests used for ship masts?
New Hampshire.
Which colony had the city of Hartford?
Connecticut.
Which colony was founded for trade and profit?
Virginia.
Which colony had fertile farmland and rivers?
Pennsylvania.
Which colony had many ironworks?
Pennsylvania.
Which colony was known for education and literacy?
Massachusetts.
Which colony had tobacco plantations along rivers?
Virginia.
Which colony was founded to help poor English citizens?
Georgia.
Which colony had rolling hills and farms?
Middle Colonies.
Which colony had a short growing season?
New England Colonies.
Which colony had the port city of New York?
New York.
Which colony had the city of Providence?
Rhode Island.
Which colony had the most plantations?
South Carolina.
Which colony was known for lumber exports?
New Hampshire.
Which colony had fertile soil and good weather?
Middle Colonies.
Which colony had the city of Dover?
Delaware.
Which colony was founded mainly for economic opportunity?
Virginia.
Which colony had a large coastline?
Massachusetts.
Which colony was settled by English Puritans?
Massachusetts.
Which colony had large port trade with England?
New York.
Which colony became a key center for colonial government ideas?
Massachusetts.